drinking every night and doing all this and beat you.
Yeah, it was bad.
If you look at the fight, he was much slower. He only threw a hook.
Gervonta Davis has finally broken his silence after Jake Paul's shocking knockout loss to Anthony Joshua. And his reaction? Absolutely savage. What Tank said about Jake's broken jaw and missing teeth has stunned the entire boxing world. The WBA lightweight champion didn't hold back when he saw the hospital photos of Jake's shattered face. Sources from Davis's camp say he's been laughing non-stop since watching Joshua dismantle the YouTube star on Friday night in Miami. Fans who have been following both camps closely are describing Tank's reaction as both brutal and satisfying. The fact that a top professional like Davis is openly mocking Jake has only added fuel to the already heated debates online.
Going like tie him down and catch him with a good shot and shit like that.
So wait, do you think, curious, because it's a business aspect, but again, I'm still a nigga and I'm still a casual fan, so I'm being real. So
Jake Paul suffered one of the most brutal beatings in recent boxing history. He was knocked down 4 times before Anthony Joshua finally put him out cold in the 6th round. The aftermath has been almost as shocking as the fight itself. On Saturday morning, Paul posted graphic X-ray images from the hospital showing his jaw broken in 2 separate places. These images confirmed what everyone watching the fight suspected. Anthony Joshua's power is on a level far beyond anything Jake has ever faced. Experts and fans alike have noted that the force of those punches would have seriously damaged even experienced professional heavyweights. The fight has raised serious questions about whether Jake was ever ready for this level of competition.
Will you take care of me forever and ever?
3 in the morning, I can't sleep, my jaw's busted. They wired it up a couple hours ago and it hurts every time I move my mouth. I lost tonight, I gave everything, I still lost. Feels like I let everyone down, I'm not a...
Paul went on Instagram and wrote, "Double broken jaw. Give me Canelo in 10 days." The post went viral almost immediately, with millions of boxing fans flooding the comments to mock Jake for taking such a devastating loss and then calling out an even tougher opponent. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's reaction to seeing these injuries has sparked the biggest controversy of the weekend. His comments have divided the entire combat sports community, with some praising his honesty and others criticizing him for cruelty. This debate is now dominating social media channels, boxing forums, and fan groups around the world. Before we even get to Tank's savage reaction, it's important to understand just how severe Jake's injuries were. The medical reports are alarming. According to multiple sources from Miami University Hospital, Jake required immediate emergency surgery after the fight. Doctors reportedly worked through the night to repair the extensive damage inflicted by Anthony Joshua. These procedures were not minor fixes, they involved complex reconstructive work to stabilize Jake's jaw and ensure he could recover without long-term complications. Fans who only saw the fight highlights may not fully grasp just how serious his condition was. Whether that next chapter is a rematch, another heavyweight run, or new opponents, one thing is certain. Both men will be judged less on this result and more on what they do afterward. Now the question turns to you. What did you think about the outcome of the fight? And who should Jake Paul face next if he wants to keep proving he belongs in boxing? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for the latest boxing updates.
Jake Paul got knocked out by Anthony Joshua this past Friday night. And so I want to break this down from a medical perspective. I'm a neurosurgeon with over 25 years of experience. And so, what happens is when you get hit in the head with that kind of force, like in boxing, our brain actually moves inside our skull and it can bump into the skull, which is a firm structure, and cause bruising of the brain.
Sources close to Jake's medical team confirmed that the surgery lasted over 4 hours. Surgeons had to insert 2 titanium plates on each side of his jaw to stabilize the fractures. One medical insider revealed that Joshua's final right hand was so powerful that it shattered both sides of Jake's mandible simultaneously. Injuries of this severity are rarely seen outside of major car accidents or serious trauma cases. Experts are using this fight as a case study in pure punching power. Many boxing analysts have remarked that this moment highlights why Jake Paul was taking an enormous risk, stepping into the ring with a legitimate heavyweight champion.
It causes repeated trauma to the brain. And over years and years of this happening, people can get what's called chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE syndrome. And it's almost like a disease, because with repeated trauma to the brain, and that can lead to memory problems, mood swings, even trouble with movements, and eventually people can develop dementia, like Alzheimer's disease.
But the broken jaw wasn't even the worst part of Jake's injuries. During surgery, doctors discovered further damage that has shocked fans and experts alike. Medical reports indicate that Jake lost 7 teeth during the fight, with several more becoming loose and requiring immediate extraction to prevent infection. Jake himself confirmed the dental damage in another Instagram post, writing, "2 titanium plates on each side. Some teeth removed, have to have only liquids for 7 days." For many fans, this was a harsh wake-up call about the realities of heavyweight boxing, which is far more punishing than what Jake had previously experienced in his smaller fights.
私は少しめちゃくちゃだけど、あなたは永遠に私を大事にしてくれますか?
Jake Paul gets his jaw broken. Not only that, but he gets his lower jaw broken from the right and the left side. So both sides. And not only this, following that, he went through an emergency surgery procedure to get that sorted out, and titanium plates were inserted to help stabilize the case. This will take long to fully heal.
Interview 7. The boxing world is buzzing over Jake's recent injuries, and opinions are sharply divided. On one side, some fans are feeling sympathy for him, worried about the toll the sport is taking on his body. On the other side, there are those who believe he brought this situation on himself. They argue that constantly calling out professional fighters was risky and bound to catch up with him eventually. Meanwhile, insiders say Gervonta Davis has been following all of this with a mix of amusement and satisfaction. He seems to be enjoying watching how things have unfolded without having to get directly involved. Tank was originally scheduled to fight Jake in November, but legal issues forced the fight to be canceled. According to many in the boxing community, Davis is quietly relieved that he didn't have to step into the ring with Jake, especially under the terms that Jake's team had demanded. This situation has left fans and fighters alike talking. Some wonder if Jake's approach to challenging others may have cost him more than just a fight. Others are curious to see how Davis will respond now that the matchup is off the table. Either way, it's clear that the drama isn't going away anytime soon, and the boxing world will be watching closely to see what happens next. Whether that next chapter is a rematch, another heavyweight run, or new opponents, one thing is certain. Both men will be judged less on this result and more on what they do afterward. Now the question turns to you. What did you think about the outcome of the fight? And who should Jake Paul face next if he wants to keep proving he belongs in boxing? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for the latest boxing updates.
A couple of times, pushed down on the back of his neck, pushed down on the back of his head, got him to the ground. There was a few times where Jake looked like he was going for a takedown. Again, that was Jake trying to engage in the clinch, and AJ smartly moved back. In one instance, I think it was the 5th round, Jake engaged for a clinch, AJ moved back and started punching.
According to insiders close to Davis, Tank has been sending private messages in group chats, absolutely roasting Jake Paul for the knockout loss. One person from Tank's inner circle revealed, Gervonta saw those hospital pictures and literally couldn't stop laughing for 20 minutes straight. He kept saying, "I told you all this clown wasn't ready for real boxing." These private comments have started leaking onto social media through fan accounts and boxing channels, creating massive controversy. Fans and analysts are debating whether Davis is being disrespectful or simply speaking the truth about Jake's readiness for high-level competition.
Anthony Joshua sleeping Jake and breaking his jaw in 2 different places, along with breaking his teeth. Gervonta joined the fun with the rest of the boxing community by throwing a meme on Jake Paul. That was his reaction, as you guys see above.
Many fans argue that Tank has every right to mock Jake, given that the YouTuber spent months publicly insulting Davis and calling him unprofessional after the November fight cancellation. The tension between the two had been building for months, and Jake's brutal loss to Joshua gave Davis the perfect opportunity to fire back. The most shocking part of Tank's reaction reportedly came when he began comparing Jake's injuries from the Joshua fight to what could have happened if they had actually fought in November. Fans and analysts alike are debating the hypothetical, with some believing Tank would have been far harsher, while others caution that comparing a lightweight to a heavyweight is not realistic.
Jake Paul was knocked out in round 6 and suffered 2 fractures to his left jaw. Here's the moment that did it. Chin served on a platter for that right hand right there. And look at Jake Paul's face.
There's no way I can share the actual injury here. It's a bit too gruesome as the camera was put inside Jake's mouth and his teeth were actually not in a straight line. They were separated from the others as the jaw deviated. The question is though, what kind of recovery process?
People close to Gervonta Davis say he has been telling everyone in his camp that Jake got off easy by taking on Anthony Joshua instead of facing him. According to those insiders, Tank has made it clear that he sees the fight with Joshua as the simpler, safer option for Jake. One of Tank's training partners shared, "Can't keep saying that AJ at least finished it quick and clean." Tank himself has reportedly said that if he had fought Jake, it would have been a very different story. He claimed he would have made Jake struggle through all 12 rounds before knocking him out, just to send a message and make him pay for every misstep in the ring. These comments have sparked a huge debate online. Many boxing analysts point out that at 135 pounds, Tank Davis could never have done the kind of physical damage that Anthony Joshua delivered at 243 pounds. They argue that the sheer size and strength difference makes any comparison unrealistic, but Tank supporters see it differently. They insist that his speed, precision, and technical skill would have caused Jake far more problems than Joshua's raw power. In their view, the fight could have been a total embarrassment for Paul, showing just how much a smaller, faster fighter can dominate with skill and strategy. The back and forth has left fans and analysts talking nonstop. Some argue that Tank's confidence borders on arrogance, while others see it as proof of his incredible talent.
On Jake's back. So all of those things kind of deteriorated or emptied Jake's gas tank a lot earlier than I think he expected it to. But overall, I thought he deployed his game plan well for the first 5 rounds and actually had some success. He even moved AJ back a few times, 1 by just jabbing in the air, and 2, when he caught him, he moved.
The reality is, we'll never know what might have happened if Tank Davis and Jake Paul had actually faced each other in the ring. The canceled fight has quickly become one of the biggest what-ifs in recent boxing history. Jake Paul first called out Gervonta Davis back in August 2025. For months, both camps worked to set up an exhibition fight for November in Miami, but from the start, things were tense. The press conference in September was awkward and uncomfortable. Davis showed little enthusiasm for the matchup, while Paul made controversial remarks about Tank's reading abilities and past legal troubles. During the event, Davis called Paul a clown, while Jake kept bringing up Tank's history with legal issues. The result was a hostile, uncomfortable atmosphere that set the tone for the fight's troubled lead-up. Then, in late October, just weeks before the scheduled bout, Davis faced another major setback. His ex-girlfriend filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of battery, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. Almost immediately, Most Valuable Promotions canceled the fight. Jake Paul didn't hold back. He went on a massive social media tirade, taking aim at Tank's character and reputation. On X, Paul wrote, "Gervonta Davis is an actual walking human piece of garbage. Working with him is an absolute nightmare. The unprofessionalism, the bizarre requests, the showing up hours late to shoots. If you support this man, you support the most vile sin a man can commit." The drama surrounding the canceled fight left fans, analysts, and insiders debating endlessly. Some wondered if the fight might have been the biggest upset of the year. Others saw it as a messy situation that could have damaged both fighters' reputations. No matter how you look at it, the canceled matchup between Tank Davis and Jake Paul has already carved its place in boxing. History is one of the most talked about and controversial what-ifs of the decade.
Yeah, he just represents everything that's wrong with boxing, unprofessionalism, and he's getting what he's reaping what he sows. But I hate working with people like that. He stands everyone up, film crews, everything. Doesn't do any promotion.
These harsh comments created permanent tension between the two fighters. Tank initially remained silent, but finally broke his silence earlier in December, responding to Jake's claims and defending his own reputation. This response was watched closely by fans, media, and analysts alike, all eager to see how Davis would handle the situation.
Jake Paul was knocked out in round 6 and suffered 2 fractures to his left jaw. Here's the moment that did it.
Chin served on a platter for that right hand right there. And look at Jake Paul's face.
There's no way I can share the actual injury here. It's a bit too gruesome as the camera was put inside Jake's mouth and his teeth were actually not in a straight line. They were separated from the others as the jaw deviated. The question is though, what kind of recovery process?
Multiple reports indicate that Davis claimed Jake canceled the fight because he was struggling badly in sparring, not because of legal issues. Tank posted, then deleted, messages criticizing Jake's promotional company, saying MV couldn't uphold nothing. Al Heyman had to come in to take over everything. MVP is garbage. Y'all run nothing at Netflix. These deleted posts fueled online debates and made it clear that Tank has no respect for Jake or his team, with Jake now recovering from serious injuries. Davis has the ultimate proof that his warnings about Jake not being ready for real boxing were completely accurate.
AJ came right back in and swung, but he did move him back.
When this fight was first announced, you said to several media members that, like, initially you weren't down for this fight. You thought it was just a little bit too much too soon, to paraphrase. Did he do better? Did Jake do better than you thought? Result aside, obviously you wanted him to win. You thought, I think, by the end that he was going to win, but did he actually do better than you thought initially?
Tank's harsh reaction has divided the boxing community. Traditional purists have sided with Davis, arguing that Jake brought it on himself by disrespecting professional fighters and treating the sport as a joke. One longtime boxing journalist commented Jake Paul spent years calling out legitimate champions, mocking their skills and pretending he belonged in their league. Now he's learning a painful lesson. To these fans, Tank's "I told you so" feels entirely justified. This perspective resonates with millions of hardcore boxing fans who have been waiting for someone to humble Jake Paul. However, Jake's fanbase has fought back, accusing Tank of being cowardly and hiding behind legal issues instead of proving himself in the ring. One viral tweet read, "At least Jake Paul had the balls to fight Anthony Joshua. Tank Davis stays fighting guys half his size and then talks trash when real fighters get hurt." Social media debates have raged for days, with both sides passionately defending their fighters.
Yeah, there's a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know.
The counter-argument has gained significant traction among younger fans who see Jake as a fearless warrior for taking on a dangerous fight on short notice. The reality is likely somewhere in the middle. Jake showed courage and heart by facing Anthony Joshua, but he was clearly outmatched. Many analysts agree he probably shouldn't have taken the fight at heavyweight in the first place. The medical reality of Jake's injuries has raised serious questions about his future in boxing. Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua's promoter, told ESPN, "Hats off to Jake. A broken jaw is really difficult to come back from, but that last shot AJ hit him with would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights." This statement acknowledges Jake's toughness while confirming that the damage was severe and could have long-lasting consequences for his career.
Right, listen, respect to Jake. You know, he was a tough guy in there. Obviously, he moved a lot and made it difficult for AJ. And AJ's been out of the ring for a while. He's a bit rusty. It took him time to just get hold of him, but I was impressed with Jake. And listen, as I said to Nikisa, at the end of the day, he took shots that a lot of people would have got knocked out, clean out by, especially at the end, you know? So,
Was it frustrating for you to watch?
No, I mean, maybe, but obviously, when someone's moving like that, like...
Doctors familiar with jaw fractures explain that Jake's injuries, bilateral mandibular fractures requiring titanium plates, typically require 6 to 8 months of recovery before returning to contact sports. Some experts believe he could be sidelined for all of 2026. The dental work alone will take months, including implants, bone grafting, and reconstructive procedures to replace the 7 teeth he lost. These long-term consequences make Tank Davis's mockery seem even harsher to some, while others argue Jake understood the risks when he signed the fight contract.
Respect to Jake Paul, that we took a few rounds to get going because Jake was moving a lot and holding a lot, and you know, it was difficult to nail him clean, I think. But eventually AJ took his time, cut him off and smashed him about. And listen, respect to Jake Paul, because that last shot, I know he shattered his jaw, but it would have knocked most heavyweights out. So I've got to give him credit.
I was going to say, in the end, are you pleased with that? Because obviously everyone was saying,
we'll argue that he at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him, is 6 inches taller. That's insane. He's one of the most skilled fighters on the planet, my brother.
Anthony Joshua himself acknowledged Jake's courage during the post-fight press conference, saying he did well while it lasted. Joshua also suggested that Jake could still have a future in boxing, potentially against fighters closer to his size, like Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia in 2026. This keeps the door open for a rescheduled Jake Paul versus Tank Davis fight, which could be even bigger after all the drama. The question now is whether Jake will be willing to face Tank after experiencing Joshua's power firsthand.
When they're rugby tackling you, but he had to do what he had to do to survive. And he did that. So, you know, it's very difficult to go in like, you know, out of the ring for 14 months and just be razor sharp with a guy running. And so, yeah, probably 2 or 3 rounds more than expected. But fair play to Jake Paul. It was a lot tougher than I thought, and he took a lot more shots than I thought he could.
What did AJ tell you inside the ring about
Jake's post-fight statements suggest he is rethinking his boxing career. He mentioned plans to fight people closer to his weight and go for the cruiserweight title. He also announced a short break. These comments suggest Jake is finally recognizing that fighting at heavyweight was beyond his capability. Social media has exploded with memes about his broken jaw and missing teeth, with Tank supporters leading the trolling.
Wicked fight. Respect to Jake Paul for taking the fight. Took a heavy shot. But you know what a fantastic fight he put on. But big well done to AJ. We knew from day one AJ was going to do it. But the better fighter was going to win.
People said that Jake Paul was running. Do you feel like he ran, or do you like...
I mean, against someone like AJ, AJ's a big guy, strong guy, and he can hurt you. So yeah, 100%, like, he's gonna want to avoid his power, but you know what, he got caught in the corner and bang you.
One viral meme shows Jake's pre-fight trash talk next to his hospital photos with the caption, "Before and after meeting real boxing." Another shows Tank laughing with the text, "When you dodge a fight and then watch your replacement do exactly what you would have done." These posts have frustrated Jake's fans, who feel Tank is being disrespectful. But in combat sports, trash talk and mockery are part of the culture. As Jake recovers, he'll have months to reflect on whether continuing boxing is worth the risks.
Or Jake would have moved around the ring at 100 miles an hour. There's 2 things I would have done. Tried to shut Jake down at 100 miles an hour, or I would have gone on the back foot. So Jake decided to move around the ring, and I decided to put the pressure on. What I could have done better is a lot of things. 100%. In the fight game, you've seen the amazing fighters out.
Meanwhile, Tank Davis remains at the top of the lightweight division, watching his name trend as fans debate whether he would have inflicted even worse damage than Joshua. The only way to know for sure is if Jake fully recovers and decides to face Tank in 2026 or 2027.
Argue that he at least won 3. No one expected him to last that long. Rolled his ankle, broke his jaw, still fucking fighting, man. Like, that's toughness. You know, most people wouldn't have the balls ever to step in a boxing ring in their life. He stepped in a boxing ring with one of the baddest men on the planet. Who's 40 pounds heavier than him, is 6 inches taller. That's insane. He's one of the most skilled fighters on the planet.
Until then, the boxing world will continue debating. Tank Davis will continue enjoying the karma Jake earned after months of disrespecting professional fighters. That's all for now. For the latest updates, highlights, and moments from the world of boxing, subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. Until next time, peace out.